Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, the new event is here, and everyone is talking about how terrible it is. However, I really liked it. And I'll explain that in a second. But, the idea of this event is everyone gets a loner deck, and you also get a loner deck, and you fight using said loner decks, and therefore it should be about skill, and who's the better duelist. However, the loner decks that they gave us were this, and something that actually resembled at least somewhat of a deck. Okay? Now, notably, Konami has never really been good at deck building or giving us good decks. I mean, in the last events, they also gave us just absolutely terrible decks. Both the XZ event and the Legend Anthology event had some of the worst loner decks that I have ever seen or laid eyes on, and somehow they decided to top it with this. I would say what this is, but honestly, it's nothing. It is an anime deck that is a whole bunch of one-ofs that isn't even remotely usable because we are not protagonists who draw exactly the cards that we need in the exact order for the exact deck that we are playing against, or that we are also playing. For example, there is one polymerization, because reasons. Now, granted, there are technically other ways to fusion summon, like getting two monsters onto our side of the field in order to contact fuse a monster that is going to then out itself on the next, or just during the end phase, not even during the next turn. So, you know, there are other ways to do things, right? Let's quickly do the card by card. So, it is 41 ofs. We have Avian, Burstinatrix, Clayman, Sparkman, Neos, Winged Karibo, Crossporter. This card is terrible, by the way. Neospace Aqua Dolphin, Hummingbird, Grand Mole, probably the best monster in the entire main deck of any of these loner decks. It just wins. You just clear everything. It's great. It's an absolute house, and it's stupid. We have one Glowmoss. We have one Dark Panther. Flare Scarab, Card Trooper, an actual good card. Too bad the rest of the cards suck. We have one Necrogardna card blocker. I'm not going to explain this card. It's terrible. We also have a Bubble Man, Wild Heart, Prisma, Necro Shade, because reasons? I don't know. I don't know why we played this card. And a Blade Edge. Blade Edge is hilarious. Sure. A singular polymerization. I still can't get over that fact. We have the Monster Reborn. We have Miracle Fusion, E-Call, Convert Contact, Miracle Contact, EN Shuffle, Skyscraper, Neospace, Flute of Summoning Karibo, Flash Fusion. I guess there are multiple ways to fusion summon, but let's be honest, having only a single polymerization makes me want to pull my hair out. Battle of Sleeping Spirits. Okay. A hero emerges, a hero signal, a hero barrier, Hero Blast, and Negate Attack, because we really don't want our opponent to attack us ever, and then we have one Call of the Haunted and a Limit Reverse, because reasons. As for the extra deck, it doesn't matter. Not a single card was summoned, and honestly, I would be surprised if anyone actually uses any of the extra deck for this deck. It's just that bad. Let's hop into the duel and show you how this deck is supposed to work. Alright, and here we are going second, and I do believe that going second is probably the way to play this event, because getting an extra card is just that much more advantageous. So, our hand is just, it's always going to look bad, because honestly, you can't do anything. So we're going to E-Call into Wild Heart. Why do I go for the Wild Heart? Well, it just happens to be, like, the best one. Being unaffected by traps, I feel like is going to be useful, and I don't think the extra attack, the extra 200 attack from Prisma is really that worthwhile. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Our opponent is now going to summon Go 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 Ghost. Sick. Well, now what? Well, we still have Skyscraper and Avion, so, you know, we could punch over. Oh, Card Trooper! Hey, that's a good card! Alright, we're going to activate Card Trooper, and we're going to dump a whole bunch of cards. What did we do? Nothing. Okay, great. We're going to activate Skyscraper, and then go Call of the Haunted in order to grab up our Wild Heart, and then we will proceed to the battle phase, and walk over our opponent's monster due to Skyscraper. Then we're going to punch for 19, and pass. Woo! Well, now they're down to 400, or 4,000, so who knows? We might be able to do something here. They're going to set a card and pass, and Dear Lanta, this event is so fantastic. Is this what boomers want? The Yu-Gi boomers? They're all just saying, this is how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is supposed to be played. And to that I say, no, this is Magic. Just go play Magic. Nothing has happened. This is not interesting. This is not fun. I drew a Miracle Contact. Did it matter? No, because I didn't mill anything, so there you go. My opponent scoops it up, realizing they can't beat Skyscraper or something. I don't know. Card Trooper's cool. Alright, the next deck, I think a lot of other people would also say that this deck is particularly bad, but I would say no, it's actually pretty decent. Sometimes. It has a lot higher of highs, but also a lot lower of lows than the Elemental Hero one. Well, that's not true. It actually has pretty much the same low of lows, which is basically drawing 5 unplayable cards that don't do anything. Like, for example, the 1 card of Consonance with only a single target. What? Why? Why? Anyway, let's quickly talk about the cards. Let's actually do the card by card. We have 1 Sonic Chick because it's funny. And we're Yusei. I don't know why. We have 1 Turbo Synchron. Okay. We have 1 Majestic Dragon, as well as the only target for a card of Consonance, because reasons. We have 1 Effect Failure. Hey, an actual good card. We have 1 Boost Warrior. We have 1 Cosmic Compass, a Unknown Synchron, Mono Synchron. Mono Synchron is actually pretty interesting. It basically allows you to utilize it in order to always go into Formula Synchron, as long as you don't use something like, I don't know, where is it? A Shield Wing. Just don't use that one in particular. We have a Speed Warrior, we have Nitro Synchron, we have Quillbolt Hedgehog, we have Shield Wing. Sorry, did I say Shield Warrior? I meant Shield Wing. We have 1 Synchro Explorer. Doppel Warrior, because, again, we have to have some good cards in here. We have a Sonic Warrior. This card is bad. It's just bad. We have a Junk Synchron, Level Warrior, Drill Synchron, Road Warrior. Now this is a bad tuner. We have a Hyper Synchron, Max Warrior, and of course Quick Draw Synchron. As for the spells, we have a Double Summon, because we have 1 for 1. We have Release Restraint Waves. We're playing 3 equip spells. Anyway, card of Consonance, Tuning, Fighting Spirit, Junk Barrage, and Silver Wing. Let me tell you, these are some of the worst equipped spells I've ever seen in my entire life. And they still won me a game. I don't know how. We have Half Shot, we have Defense Draw, Spirit Force, Descending Lost Star, Reinforced Truth. This card is actually decent. We have Miracle's Wake, Shooting Star, Stardust Flash, Scramble Egg, and Graceful Revival. As for the extra deck that actually matters, we have a Formula Synchron, we have an Armory Arm, Dear Lanta. The amount of times I wanted to have access to a 3 and couldn't was more than 1, therefore it was bad. We have a Junk Warrior, Turbo Warrior, Drill Warrior. We have Junk Gardna, which for some reason normally shows up like here in the extra deck on like actually in-game. Don't know why. Anyway, Natural Warrior, Junk Archer, which is for some reason a UR. I do not know why. Like, this is not the card that should be a UR. But alas, they wanted to make it a UR. Junk Berserker, Road Warrior, Stardust Dragon, Junk Destroyer, Majestic Star Dragon, Shooting Star Dragon, and Shooting Quasar Dragon. How in the world are you supposed to summon a Shooting Quasar Dragon? I don't know. Anyway, let's hop into the duel and show you how this deck does. Alright, so here we are once again going second, and Hyper Synchron and Junk Barrage. Well, you know, sometimes. Okay, anyway. My opponent is going to reveal that they are on Elemental Hero Prisma. They are going to dump to the graveyard the Elemental Hero Neos and pass the turn. Oh, cool. Well, hey, I drew the out. Fighting Spirit actually clears this guy for some reason. We're going to go to battle phase. They are going to activate a Hero Barrier and negate the attack, and then I will set the Spirit Force, which actually doesn't do anything, but hey, it's something. Anyway, Prisma's effect is going to then activate again, and they're going to dump their second best card, that being Grand Mole, and then they're going to set a card and switch to defense, realizing, uh-oh, I can't beat that. Yep, I'm just gonna fast forward because this is the duel. The entire rest of the duel is this. I equip Junk Barrage and I go, okay, I'm gonna deal burn damage to you. Keep setting cards, I dare ya. They cannot out. Oh, sorry, they gain 1,000. All of my work is now done. Rude. I draw Silver Wing because, of course, I draw the last of the equipped spells. I'm gonna deal a whole bunch of damage and, yeah, pass the turn. Cool. Yep, fantastic. Awesome, great. Just, yep, yeah, set a card, yeah. No cards. No cards. Yeah. I draw a Mono Synchron, which actually does something. So we're going to flip up the Doppel Warrior, and then we are going to go into the Formula Synchron. This will then trigger the Formula Synchron, which will trigger the Doppel Warrior. Doppel Warrior will grab us the 2 tokens, and then we're going to draw a card. And look at that, we get to draw 2 more! We draw into the Speed Warrior, and, oh, I was just cooking. And the last deck is a deck that actually has a win condition. That being this guy, Utopia Ray, or I should say Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray, which is a good card. That's all. It's just a good card. So let's talk about Utopia, or let's talk about Unfaltering Wings of Hope, which has card D. You know it's a good deck when they're running card D. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, we have this one, which draws 2 cards. We have Bacon Saver, Gaga Clerk. All of these cards are bad, I'm just going to tell you right now. Gaga Child is the first good one. It's a free special summon, basically. Gaga Girl is a potential to be a, rank 7, I guess. I don't know, it's not great. We have Gaga Caesar, which is also bad. Gaga Magician, which can also pair with Gaga Girl to potentially do stuff. Gaga Golem allows you to just not die. Goblinberg and Kage Tokage are probably the 2 best cards in this entire deck. I'm not kidding. I want to scream. We have Go Giant, which is just big. Unicorn Spear, because of course we are playing a million ZWs. We have Gaga Gardna, because it actually Hand Trap. We have ourselves Go Ghost, ZW Azura Strike, Gaga Mancer. This card is so bad in this deck because we are only playing like 2 Gagagas. It doesn't do anything. It's just a 4. We have a Sylphid Wing. We have ourselves Lightning Blade, Tornado Bringer, Eagle Claw, and of course Swordsman of Revealing Light, which is just the most funny, obnoxious hand trap in this format. If you get attacked directly, this card just destroys the monster most of the time. So yeah, it's great. We have a Monster Reborn, Blustering Winds, Gaga Bolt. This card actually comes up quite a bit. Gaga Wind. This card never came up. Then we have like 4 rank ups that I just happen to always draw. Anyway, we have a Magic Limited Baryons Force, which is a card. We have ourselves the Numeron Force, which is a stupid card that shouldn't exist, but allows you to still rank up 1 rank higher. And then we have the one that ranks up 2 ranks higher, which is really bad. We also only have 1 target for all 3 of those. Why? Why did we do this? We're also playing Wonder Wand for some reason. Playing like 2 spellcasters in this deck. We have Gaga Revenge, Magna Shield, which is legitimately paired with Gardna all of the time in order to just FTK your opponent. How in the world do you beat a 3500 attack point monster in this format? Let me tell you, you don't. Every deck just cannot beat this card. Equipped with the Magna Shield, you just don't. You lose. Good game, handshake, and move on. We have Swords of Burning Light, which is a funny card. Double or Nothing, which doesn't do anything. Gaga Shield, Impenetrable Attack, Pinpoint Guard, which is, I don't know, decent. Memory Loss, Half Unbreak, Halfway to Forever, and Bye-Bye Damage. Then for the extra deck, we have Leviathan Dragon. How are we summoning this? Couldn't tell ya. I think we have 2 3s in our entire deck, and if you happen to get them, you can make this. Next up, we have Utopia, by far the best card that we could make. We also have Utopia Ray, which is impossible to make because it specifically requires 3 level 4 light monsters, unless you use actual Utopia. I don't know why we have only 1 Utopia, but sure. We have 1 Excalibur, we have 1 Cowboy, Samurai, and Volcanosaurus. I do not know how we're supposed to summon this, but okay. We have Leo Arms, the ZW. We have Utopia Ray V, which is another good card. We have Utopia Ray Victory, which is another good card. And then we have, of course, the win condition Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray. Once per turn, you can detach a material, equip a ZW monster from your deck or extra deck to this card as if it were equipped by that monster's effect. This effect's activation and effect cannot be negated once per turn. While this card is equipped with a ZW monster, quick effect, target an effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and have its attack. This is the win condition. You don't have outs to this. Why? Because you can equip it with things like Tornado Bringer to protect from battle. You can equip it with Eagle Claw to negate traps. You can equip it with Lightning Blade to protect it from destruction. Or you could just equip it with this guy and punch really hard. We also have it Chronomally Atlantis because, I don't know, sometimes you'd make it, I guess, with this thing. We have Gauntlet Launcher, which is funny. We have ourselves a Utopia Beyond and Big Eye. Let's hop into the duel to show you how this deck does. Alright, so here we are going second, and card! So both of these are technically hand traps that can special summon themselves if your opponent attacks directly. So I'm just going to normal summon the card, and then pass the turn, and then realize, oh shoot, I have too many cards in hand. Should have set the Wonder Wand, but who cares. They're going to go to the battle phase with their Wild Heart, and I'm going to immediately destroy it with the Swordsman of Revealing Light, because I just happened to draw the hand trap. So there you go. Anyway, my opponent, we're going to go to our turn, and I drew a second rank up because of course I did. Anyway, normal summon the ghost, attack into Clayman because of course it's Clayman. Why would it not be Clayman? It's always going to be Clayman. There you go. Out comes the emergency call, and they are going to grab Blade Edge, and I'm like, huh? What are you doing? Oh, Monster Reborn. They are going to tribute summon Blade Edge. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, there you go. Golem! Alright, we have to set the Golem here. Why? Because it doesn't die immediately. So that's why. So my opponent is then going to set another card, and we're going to take a bit of damage, but at least we keep the Go Golem, which allows us to then utilize the Gardna in our hand to make an actual rank monster. And with the rank up force, wow, that is actually probably far the best draw. So we just out their monster because we happen to draw Bolt, because this deck actually has place. We're then going to go into Utopia in order to go into Leo Utopia Ray. We're then going to activate its effect in order to detach material, in order to grab up ourselves the Lightning Blade. We're going to punch into the Necro Gardna, and they will then pass the turn. On their turn, I do not remember what they do. Let's find out. Oh, right. Set a card. As if they could do much more. Anyway, our turn, we're going to activate the Leo Utopia Ray. We're going to then equip the monster. We're going to normal summon the Eagle Claw because it's funny, and then they concede. Yeah, yep. So, yeah, this event was something. I'll tell you that. Now, honestly, this is by far the worst event that we've ever had in Master Duel. There is nothing redeeming about this. It's not really worth it to even play this. It's not exactly balanced. It has terrible rewards. The time frame is fine, but pretty mid. The event itself has terrible decks with a terrible balancing system that doesn't even make you really want to play the decks. It doesn't really feel like the anime. It just feels kind of bricky and boring and unfun. Two of the decks suck. One of the decks is very clearly better than the others, and even with that being said, it still feels terrible because if you draw the wrong half, it's really obnoxious and unfun, and just everything about this event makes me want to scream. It's all bad. Okay, not all bad, but it's mostly bad, and I loved it. It was super fun. Why was it fun? Because it's absolutely the dumbest thing that I have done in Yu-Gi-Oh! In a long time. It is just dumb, stupid fun. And not like fun in a good way, where it's like, if I played this over like a long period of time, it would get more fun. It's one of those things where it's like, if I only did this in a short burst, like the next time this comes around, I'm almost certain that I will hate it. But in a short burst, it's just so astronomically dumb that this somehow happened, that I'm like, this is just laughable. And it made me have fun. It's not good. I was laughing at the pain that was possible from this event, which made it fun. Now, granted, if I played any more of this event, I think I would have pulled my hair out, and it would have sucked. But I think if you just play, like, the bare minimum, and just, like, play for fun, and not think about winning or anything, and just admire how absolutely dog shit this event is, it just becomes so hilarious. I couldn't understand how this happened. Like, I get that Konami's bad at these events, but looking at Theme Chronicle, I was like, okay, they clearly understand how to actually make Launder decks. They clearly understand how to make good events. And there's like an understanding of what makes a good event. And then they just went and made this, and I was like, huh? How? We were so close to greatness. What happened? We were doing so good. I've seen Duel Links. Duel Links has good events, and then you made this. Why? And it's just funny. It's just funny. I can't even be upset. It's just funny. The reward is a single pack. One. It's not gems. It's not like a random legacy pack or something like that. You don't get like 10 of them. You get one. How? I don't understand. I got 8 cards for this. 8. This is like showing up to locals. They said, you know what? If you show up, we'll give you a pack. Just leave us alone. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. I cannot not laugh at it. It's fun because I'm laughing at it. Not with it. Not with Konami. I'm laughing at them. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.